Hello everyone, this is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 1A of our 2025 CSA season. So it's an exciting week for our A week shares if you're a half share. B week, you will start pickup next week, and if you're a full share, you will pick up every week. Couple of quick announcements. When you go to pick up, check in at the table. You will pick up your crate. That crate stays at the farm. Do not take that crate home, so make sure you have some sort of vessel to put all of your produce in your car. There's also U-Picks this week, and they will probably continue throughout the season. Go near the table that you pick up, there's the U-Pick containers. You grab those, you take those out to the field, and then again, you need to have another vessel to put any of the U-Picks in. So do not take any of those containers home as well. Basically all of the containers, the crates, the U-Pick containers, all stay at the farm because our farmers reuse those. Okay, jumping right into this week's share, we have salad greens. Salad greens are obviously best used in salads. And I'll say this throughout the season, we will get a lot of greens that are great in salads. The way you dress them really changes up the flavor. So you can lightly dress them with like a little bit of lemon juice and oil, or you can create a fun dressing. You can just leave them as is as a side, or you can dress them up with lots of other vegetables and fruit. So lots of ways to change up our salad greens. They are stored just like this. So I don't take them out, I don't touch them, I leave them in the bag because the more we handle them, if we wash them, then they don't last as long. These are one of the first things that you're going to want to use this week, but stored just like this in the fridge. We also have spinach, and spinach from the farm is amazing. Again, stored just like this. I don't touch it, I don't wash it until I'm ready to use it. Stored in the fridge. Once you're ready to use, it can be eaten raw, or it can be sauteed. It can be added to, it's fantastic in a lot of pasta dishes, so you just add it at the very end, and I do a quick saute. You can saute it with our scallions and our green garlic that we got this week. That would be a great addition. I love spinach raw, so I like to lightly dress it and keep it just very, very simple. So your choice how to use that, but it's delicious, and that will last longer than our salad greens will. We also have romaine lettuce. It's a huge head of romaine stored in the fridge, and I have Debbie Meyer green bags. So if you are new to the farm, Debbie Meyer green bags look like this. They can be purchased on Amazon. I recommend getting like a variety pack, a variety of different sizes. That head of lettuce is very large, so I want a really big Debbie Meyer green bag. So I'm gonna store it in this. They last longer when you use Debbie Meyer green bags, but you definitely wanna put it in a plastic bag and then store it in the fridge. Again, I do not wash it until I'm ready to use it. Romaine is really good. Obviously in salads, I like to chop it really tiny and do like a chopped salad. You can use it chopped in tacos or on top of burgers. We have a holiday weekend coming up, so it would be a great addition to burgers or any grilled meal. We have kale. Kale is one of our greens. If you go onto the hub, there's a simple sauteed greens PDF. You can follow that. So you can saute this just like you would spinach on the stovetop with a little bit of oil, garlic, onion. You can for sure eat it raw, so it can be added to salads. You can do a massaged kale salad. You can do just a regular kale salad. I have some kale chip recipes on the blog or the website. And there's also, I believe, a kale Caesar salad, kale chips. There's a couple other recipes involving kale. This is stored just like our other greens. So I have another Debbie Meyer green bag. I'll throw this in there and then throw it in the fridge. We have bok choy. Bok choy is really big, so I'm gonna throw it in one of my large Debbie Meyer green bags. If you don't have Debbie Meyer green bags, you can either wrap it in saran wrap or a large Ziploc bag, throw it in the fridge. When you go to use this is really good sauteed. You can just do a sauteed bok choy as a side. You can add it to stir fries, but when you go to cook it, the whites cook slower than the greens. So when you go to cook it, separate out the whites, chop those up, separate out the greens, chop those up. Your whites get cooked for several minutes before your greens do. And then your greens get thrown in, tossed really quickly, and they only need a few minutes to cook. We have green garlic. So green garlic is stored in a Debbie Meyer green bag or a Ziploc bag or in your crisper drawer. It is a mild garlic flavor. So the entire thing can be used. I generally tend to chop off my tops and throw them in a freezer bag, throw them in the freezer, and that I accumulate all my scraps. So the parts that don't get used, the parts that of the vegetables that I'm just not ready to use that week, I'll throw into that freezer bag, and then over the course of the season, I will make veggie broth. And there's a PDF for veggie broth on the hub. The bottom part, you can use the whole thing, but the bottom portions are really good in place of garlic. It's just a lighter flavor garlic. So you can use it. There's a green garlic hummus on the website. I believe there's a green garlic dressing. You can use it, like I said, if you want to saute your kale or saute your spinach, you can use the green garlic with a little bit of oil and onion or our scallions and saute the greens with that. So stored just like this, a mild garlic flavor. The whole thing can be used, but definitely those bottom parts have a nice light garlic flavor. Scallions. Scallions go in a Debbie Meyer green bag or a larger bag in the fridge or your crisper drawer. You can actually also put them in some water and stand them up like this. My kids are in and out of my fridge all the time, so that's not really a safe way for me to store them. So I store them in the Debbie Meyer green bag. Entire thing can be used. Your bottoms are heartier than the tops. I like to chop them up and saute them. You can add them to, like if you were doing a bok choy stir fry, you can add them to that. You can add them to salad dressings, sauces. Use them as a garnish on top of your salads. The green garlic, the scallions, those are two of the things that will be used in this week's recipe, so stay tuned for that on Thursday. You can also preserve scallions. So I believe it was last year that I took my scallions, chopped them up, threw them in my dehydrator and saved them just like this. So these are dehydrated scallions that I can throw into dressings or throw into sauces. They have a mild onion flavor, and it was just a way for me to preserve them. I left them whole, or chopped, but bigger. You could also put these in a grinder and grind them down and make them more of like a powder. Okay, two more things. We have cilantro. Cilantro is great in any Mexican dishes. This will be featured in this week's recipe. Stored in a cup just like this. Great in salsas. And this goes in the fridge. So glass of water, throw your cilantro in and throw it in the fridge. But great in Mexican dishes and in salsas. And then we got to pick strawberries out of the field. So these are delicious. My son already ate some of them. I store them just like this in the fridge. I do not wash them until I'm ready to use them. These can be put on top of salads, eaten just like this, or incorporated into a dessert. Lots of ways to use strawberries, and they're delicious. Sorry. That is it for this week. I hope everyone enjoys their first pickup. If you have any questions, please make sure that you touch base with me, tag me in any of your questions on our Facebook group. This video will go up on the Facebook group. I believe it will only stay for 30 days. Facebook has some new rules, so it will also forever be on our YouTube channel. So within the next 24 hours, I'll make sure I get it up there for everyone to view. I will see you all again next week.